This morning, questions after more unidentified objects are discovered over U.S. and Canadian airspace. According to a senior administration official, this latest object was in the shape of an octagon, unmanned, and traveling near sensitive sites at an altitude of 20,000 feet, posing a civilian flight risk. First detected Saturday as it flew over Montana, President Biden gave the order to shoot it down once it reappeared on radar out of an abundance of caution and at the recommendation of military leaders.
We have been more closely scrutinizing our airspace at these altitudes, including enhancing our radar, which may at least partly explain the increase in objects that we've detected over the past week.
This latest air defense operation coming just 24 hours after another object was spotted over Canada. U.S. and Canadian officials ordering it shot down.
It represented a reasonable threat to civilian aircraft. Canadian and American fighter jets were scrambled, and an American F-22 successfully shot down the object.
And that incident coming just one day after another unidentified object was shot down off the coast of Alaska. 3 incidents in less than a week since that Chinese spy balloon was shot down off the Carolina coast. But a senior U.S. official saying these 3 are different from that spy balloon. None appear to have a payload, and all are smaller.
It doesn't mean that they are coming from another country. It doesn't even mean that there are more of them. We're just looking for them, and so we're finding more of them.
An intensive search effort is now underway. Recovery teams in Alaska using Navy planes and helicopters to recover and analyze those objects they find. Tanya?
Watch breaking news on YouTube. Subscribe to ABC 7 Chicago Eyewitness News.
What is going on?
Please double check your seatbelt. Make sure everybody has their seatbelt securely fastened.
Put this thing on the ground.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
What's up, Chronicle Nation? I'm just wait till y'all people come on in, cause we got some things to discuss, family. What we're gonna talk about, people, is aliens, UFOs. Okay. I know you've been. If you're not from planet Earth, then you're not going to know what I'm talking about. But if you're from planet Earth, then you know exactly what I'm talking about, people. Okay? Because we've been hearing about it. I've been hearing about it since I was a little boy. About aliens. We've been watching things, you know. So we got a lot of things to touch on, family. You know, I want to talk to y'all about aliens. Would there be an alien invasion?
Speaking of steering away from reality, our next story is about UFOs, unidentified flying objects. They're back in the news, no prizes of guessing where, the United States of America. The only countries that UFOs seem to enjoy visiting. I don't say this without reason. Over the last 8 decades, there have been thousands and thousands of UFO sightings in the US. Sightings of flying saucers apparently being flown by extraterrestrial beings. These sightings have dominated American pop culture and movies for decades. The trend is unlikely to end anytime soon. Here's why I say this. In the last 3 days, America has shot down 3 UFOs. Yes, it has eliminated 3 unidentified flying objects. The first one was downed on Friday near the northern coast of Alaska. Media reports called it a mysterious object. Now, that was about half the size of an average car and was detected at about 40,000 feet over Alaska. Then on Saturday, another UFO was seen, this time over Canada's Yukon territory. The object was immediately shot down by a US fighter jet, and last we checked, Canadian authorities were trying to analyze the wreckage of the object. And then on Sunday, the U.S. military shot down another high-altitude object, this time over Lake Huron in the state of Michigan. The object was apparently octagonal in structure and was traveling at about 20,000 feet in the air. So that's a total of 3 objects in 3 days. No one knows where they came from. No one knows who owns them, whether they were state-owned, corporate-owned, or privately owned. But all these 3 have been sighted at a rather interesting time. Just a week after America spotted a suspected Chinese spy balloon in Montana, and a subsequent Chinese balloon being spotted in Latin America. Now we know China is a master at spy balloons. Over the years, its balloons have been spotted at a host of places. This includes a sighting near Allahabad way back in 1978. Coming back to the future. Did these objects have something to do with the Chinese spy balloon? Were they also sent by China? Were they also spying on America? These are questions with no clear answers. And what about the nature of these objects? Were they extraterrestrial in nature? Were they being run by aliens?
Matter of fact, are people being snatched up and used as some kind of scientific lab in a alien ship? Is this what's happening, family? Matter of fact, do we have aliens actually running the show? This is a good topic, family, and it's very, very essential that we talk about it because, you know, a lot of people believing in this. A lot of people saying they seeing, you know, weird lights, lightning, and things happening. People getting snatched. You got people talking about that they seen light, they seen weird looking creatures looking at them and studying them. Is this happening, family? Is this happening? Or is this another trick from the enemy and from the synagogues of Satan? Now, this is the thing. Why is it that people believe this? Okay? The top secrets that's happening, right? Matter of fact, I just want to touch on this, but I'm making a Chronicle on this as well, and it's going to be deep, and I think it's going to drop in March. Lord's will, it may drop in March or April, because right now I got the Wizard of Oz Chronicles going and the Occult Symbolisms. The Occult Symbolisms teaching you about symbols. You need to understand these things, so when you see these things, people, you know that if you see these celebrities or politicians or governors or whatever throwing up these occult symbols, you know they down with the agenda. So you got to understand this, and you need to share this stuff with your loved ones and people who you can wake up. What I want you to understand first and foremost is that before the synagogues of Satan, and the synagogues of Satan people are in the governments, all right? They are in the governments. Before a great event takes place, they prepare the world for it. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's just like mystery iniquity. It creeps in slowly but surely, and the seed is planted, then it will grow up into a tremendous tree. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, for example, 9/11, okay? They were preparing us for 9/11. They were preparing us for the Twin Towers to fall. Why? Because subconsciously, this thing was embedded in our minds, family. Subconsciously, we seen a lot of videos, a lot of cartoons, a lot of movies, a lot of music videos, magazines, whatever it may be. We seen it, and we seen 9/11, and it was right in plain sight in front of us, but we did not understand what was going on until that day happened. When that day happened, of course, it was a terrible event that took place, family. But still, it programmed us and prepared us for 9/11. So check this out. So it's in secret documents that wars will be created, pandemics will be created. It's documented race wars, diseases, drugs. All these things were documented. It's documented, secret, top-notch documents that the secret societies would use to do what? Divide and conquer. Keep this world fascinated by dumbed down things that happens on TikToks, these dances and these music and these just dumbing down the nations. Drugs, dumbing down the nations. The stuff that they put in your waters and your food and your whatever, dumbing down the nations, right? Keeping us divided, whether it's race wars, political wars, blue versus red, all these things are used, and it was documented to be used for that reason, to keep us divided, because you keep us divided, we are weak people, right? So keep us divided and at the same time rob the families of, give handouts, make people liberal. People don't have to work, you take care of people who sit at home, wear Jordans, got cell phones, don't want to work, right? Got people on trying to work off YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, all this. Everything is happening, people. Everything are happening to control the masses. There's a lot of secret things happening, family, and it's going to take time to break it down. But these things are happening, family, to keep us divided. Now watch this. So if you degrade a generation of people, then you got homosexuality, all this type of stuff as well. You got so-called police brutality, gang-related situations, war in the government. People, you just name it. Just name it, fam. It's so much things happening to keep us distracted. Why? Because the more we are distracted, what's going to happen? They are programming us to accept this as a normal. For example, somebody could be drowning, right? The first thing people going to do is do what, family? Bring out their phone and record it. Human life isn't sacred anymore, but guess what? You know what's happening? They are programming and not desensitized, but they're programming, they're preparing people through movies. Remember, this is my very famous quote. Movies are an open, satanic, universal Bible. It is a blueprint to tell you and I, if we woke, what the Luciferians are doing. You understand? Well, who's a Luciferian? Who's the Luciferians? Those that are part of the agenda. They throw up, listen, they throw up their sets, just like game related. They throw up their sets because they honoring the Dragon Brotherhood. All secret society, and I'm telling you, people, it is broad, it is wide. They could be watching right now. They could be watching you. They could be watching me. They could be in the trees. They could be in the waters watching. Big Brother is watching. And pretty soon, family, it's going to come to a point where you will not have no freedom. You say, well, how is this happening? Because people sleep. See, this warfare, they're using AI, technology. They're going to use all this stuff to plant fear.
I hope you guys got the memo. Target closing stores down 13, Walgreens 200, Macy's 125, Starbucks 400 stores, Bath & Beyond 150 stores, Victoria's Secrets 50 stores, Kohl's 27 stores, American Eagle 250 stores, GameStop 200 stores, Walmart 154 stores. It's getting real. We're in the midst of a recession. When stores start closing down and downsizing, it's all about artificial intelligence, AI.
It's all about artificial intelligence, AI.
We better get the memo and get our houses in order. Downsize, think smart, and prepare for the future.
The greatest tool that the synagogues of Satan have is fear, family. Fear mongering. Fear mongering is the greatest tool that the synagogues of Satan have. Now watch this. So how are they preparing you for the so-called alien invasion? Soon, family, it's going to happen.
What is your profession?
adversary of this world are ready to die to take away our freedom. Chronicle Nation, what is your profession? What is your profession?